Hello everyone, and welcome to Kevin's Seventh Heaven. Today we are going to talk about good King Wenceslas, who he was, who we turned him into, and why is there a couple songs written about him. Wenceslas I was Prince of Bohemia from 921 to 935. This Duke of Bohemia was the son of Vratislav I from the Premslid dynasty and Drahomira, the daughter of the chief of the Haveli tribe. Drahomira was baptized into the Christian faith. At 13, his father died, and Wenceslas's paternal grandmother, Ludmila, became regent, making sure that he was educated in the old Slavonic language. Drahomira became jealous of Ludmila's influence on Wenceslas and arranged to have her murdered, thus becoming regent herself. That is until Wenceslas arranged a takeover and exiled her. During his reign as duke, he had to negotiate both peacefully and violently with the Saxons, Franks, and Magyars. His reign ended when he was killed by his younger brother Boleslav and his compatriots at the feast of St. Cosmas and Damian. Pretty quickly after his death, he was considered a martyr and a saint. A cult of Wenceslas grew both in Bohemia and in England. Within a few decades, 4 biographies of him sprang up that really molded the Middle Ages concept of a righteous king, or a monarch whose power stems more from their great piety and princely vigor than from military might. One chronicler referred to these biographies when he said, "But his deeds, I think you know better than I could tell you, for, as is read in his Passion, no one doubts that, rising every night from his noble bed, with bare feet and only one chamberlain, he went around to God's churches and gave alms generously to widows, orphans, those in prison and afflicted by every difficulty, so much so that he was considered, not a prince, but the father of all the wretched." He was only a duke during his lifetime, but Holy Roman Emperor Otto I posthumously granted him the title of king. Several centuries later, Pope Pius II proclaimed all legends about Wenceslas to be fact, whether they really were or not. He is considered so important to the history of the region that one of the oldest known Czech songs, the St. Wenceslas Chorale, was in serious contention to be the Czechoslovakian national anthem in 1918. However, it is the second song about him that concerns us today. The Christmas carol, Good King Wenceslas, is a celebration of Wenceslas's famed generosity and the example it can provide to our lives. In the carol, Wenceslas is at the Feast of Stephen, which would be on St. Stephen's Day, or December 26th. He looks out into the cold and sees a poor man who is gathering some wood for his fire at home. Wenceslas asks his trusted page who the poor man is, and the page tells him that he lives a league or a little over 3 miles away. Wenceslas takes a second of thought and then calls for the page to gather some of the feast food, and then both Wenceslas and page set out for the man's home, braving the harsh winter weather. The page begins to falter in his abilities and conviction and complains to his master, who tells him to just follow in his footsteps and everything will turn out all right. It is an excellent reminder that the generosity and work of Christmas should never stay on just that day, but should be a continuous part of our lives. I will now sing Good King Wenceslas for you. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel, when a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. Hither, page, and stand by me, if thou knowest telling, yonder peasant, who is he, where and what his dwelling? Sire, he lives a good league hence, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes' fountain. Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither, thou and I shall see him dine, when we bear them thither. Page and monarch, forth they went together, through the rude wind's wild lament, and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. Fails my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. Mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them boldly. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy blood less coldly. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay dinted. Heat was in the very sod, which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing. Thanks for learning and listening about good King Wenceslas. Please like, comment on, and share this video. Also, please subscribe to Kevin's Seventh Heaven on YouTube and make sure that notification bell is set to all. It would really help me out, and I would be very grateful. Anyway, ta-ta for now. Merry Christmas. Love you all.